What is up, guys? My name is MipZ and welcome back for yet another League of Legends video. So today we are playing none other than the girl who will never let go of her teddy bear, and that is of course Annie. And I've chosen to put on the Frankenstein skin because I honestly think this one is freaking cool, and it also kind of fits since Tibbers then becomes alive, and yeah, you know, it's kind of cool. But yeah, this video is solely going to be focusing on how to play Annie in the early, mid, and late game, and the macro play, meaning the decision making of playing her, and it will not focus on the abilities and how the abilities work and how you should be combining them. So if you don't already know this stuff, check out my other video that solely focuses on this stuff. But this one will only focus on how to actually play the champion in a match. And I'm going to be using this game as kind of as an example to let you guys into my train of thought, basically what I'm thinking, why I'm doing certain things, and what my focus is with this champion. For those of you who are new in here, then make sure to go down below, click that subscribe button, join into our awesome community. And also, if you do want to see me live, then go to twitch.tv/MipZ_live. I stream every single Friday. And of course, if you do enjoy this video, then I would greatly appreciate it if you would just click that like button for me down below, because it actually helps me out quite a lot, because it tells YouTube that this is a good video and it should be suggested to more people. Anyway, with all of this out of the way, let's kind of get into this one. So we are playing Annie, and one of the cool things for Annie is, first of all, she is a pretty easy champion to play, which is really cool. So it's a champ that you can, even as a brand new player, do really well with pretty fast. And this is one of the things that you really want to like, that is really fun, because she becomes this one-shot potential. She's fairly easy to farm with, and she's just overall a super fun champion, and she can actually be played all the way up to high elo. She does become harder in higher elo, mostly because her play style is very predictable. All right, so let's kind of try and get into this one. I'll focus a bit more on the game here as well, so we can kind of get a good start and hopefully be able to let's see if we can. Won't be able to do anything there. See if we can get fed and actually reach this point where we basically just become this one-shot wonder, which it becomes really fun. One of the cool things with Annie is that it can be really good farming with her using your Q, because since it just gives you basically all this mana back, especially if you hit the target, then it's a really easy way for you to basically refund your mana, hit your farm, because it becomes really easy. We'll just trade a little bit with this guy. It just becomes really easy to get your farm, because it does so much damage, and you're not really punished unless you miss your farm, which we've done a couple of times so far, which is of course unfortunate. If you are able to kind of zone out your enemy, then a good trick on ranged champions is actually going up close to the minions, because it decreases the what do you say, the range that your auto attacks have to travel, and the same goes for your ability, and just makes you have to account for less, which is really cool. But right here I see that Skarn is coming in. The thing is, I don't have a lot of mana here, so we're just gonna make sure that we stun him under turret, seeing he's going to go for that one. I was really fortunate that he went all the way in. But I was standing in kind of a safe spot, and I had my my stun ready after one ability. So this is off to a pretty decent start. What we do want to do now is we really do want to be looking for it back, because pretty soon we are going to have some more company in here, which is definitely not going to be good with the HP we're currently sitting on. So we're going to go ahead, and I'm actually just going to, as soon as I feel unsafe, I'm going to back. I'm gonna feel unsafe in just a second. I'm gonna be taking this minion, and I'm backing off now, simply because if I start going here, I know Zed is coming back, and I'm literally one attack away from dying. Like, he's literally even looking for us in there, and he actually manages to get it off. I thought we could just kind of back there, but fair enough. He got us last second. Kind of deserved that one, I would say. That's one of the greedy backs that all of us have from time to time. But anyway, let's kind of just talk about some of the pros and cons of playing Annie. So first of all, Annie is an easy champion to get into. She has decent range to harass in lane. She's good burst potential. She can really reach this point where she's one shot. She's super fun to play. She has reliable CC. And she's just overall like a really good one. She can one shot ADCs. And she has this. Alright, so we're right here. We know what our Skarner is coming in. In a second, we're going to be able to stun him right here. Gonna put that ignite on. That's going to be a free kill. Thank you. So at this point, we're already reaching like levels or 2 kills, which means that we're actually starting to reach a point where we can start one-shotting as soon as we basically get our next back. And also since we now got tippers. Annie is super good also in terms of roaming, and she doesn't really get countered by a lot of things in lane. She's quite reliable overall, and it's just an absolutely amazing champion in terms of for like solo queues. She is insanely good for solo queues. So generally speaking, you want to try and play a bit safe and just harass in the early game. You want to try and harass as much as you possibly can with your Q, but you only want to do so when you have your stun ready. So you want to charge your stun up by last hitting on the minions, and whenever your ability is ready or your stun is ready, then you want to be going for a combo. So right here you can see basically we can go for a combo. We can deal a hell lot of damage, and literally this guy is almost gonna die. So he's gonna have to back out. He's gonna have to look for a back, and we can just call back tippers by going out of range. So right here I am gonna be able to kill him again. We flashed his ability, which was allowed us to basically take that fight. And we are now on 3 kills. And things are really going to start taking speed now. We do need to be a little careful because I don't know where Olaf is at this point. And our stun cannot stop him if he uses his ult. So we're going to go back. We're going to buy ourselves a blasting wand and also a pair of boots. And things are really starting to slowly snowball. And this is what you want to be doing on Annie. You want to make sure that you get a good start in the early game and then snowball that lead, and then she actually becomes pretty strong in all phases of the game. Like, she's a pretty well-rounded champ for any point in the game. The thing that's most, or the biggest con about Annie, I would say, is that her playstyle is so predictable. Like, she is very, very, very predictable to play against. And this is, of course, something that you do want to keep in mind. But it's not necessarily such a bad thing always. Let's check. I just want to check that they don't die up there. It's not necessarily only a bad thing, because being predictable also means that your enemies kind of respect you in that sense. So you're going to have an easier time zoning them off. Right here, we can just get a little bit of damage, get that electrocute off, charge off our stun again. We can go for one more, and now we also have our ult ready. So whenever this guy comes into our range, we can go for it. I'm just going to be last hitting this one. Going to be popping our potion and take it very, very slowly. We can use our E in order to catch up to him, and I think we will next time I see him going close enough. And we'll use our E. Right here again, danger down there. They're probably going to get caught. I'm actually not going to move down there because they are in such a bad position. I can see that on the map. That, like, maybe Rakan will get away, but it's unlikely that Saya will unless she flashes over here. Which she luckily did, but that did require their flash. Alright, so we're going to be taking this. And at this point, we can start looking to assassinate him as he runs past here. If we can catch him, that is. Very, very unfortunate that he literally runs, like, not many people run this close to their side. He didn't know I was here necessarily. He might have expected it, but it can be a really easy kill pretty often with Annie just putting a ward over the side as they're rotating back up, and you can literally just smash them in their face with your Q and tippers, and just like, yeah, really easy kills. All right, so I see stuff is going down inside the jungle. I am going to try and move in there, see if I can help out. If I can get there in time, I can at least scare Olaf away, and hopefully... right, right here should be a kill. And that's a free kill for us. Very, very nicely. And now we're really reaching this point where we're slowly becoming unstoppable in terms of killing their mid laner. Whoop. So they're right here. They don't really have a lot of mana, and it doesn't have they don't have a lot to work with. So we can actually stay here. Even though it's not going to be a kill most likely, then we can definitely pressure them a little bit. So Aphelios is still bot side. I see that our bot lane is going down there. I was considering going down there to help, but I don't think it's an option, or I don't think it matters. Because they're already 2, and their support is in mid lane currently, probably just backed. So they are 2 versus 1 already. So there's not that much point. So right here we can see that Zed, most likely he has his ult ready. He is looking for an all-in. He knows I'm about half HP. So even though I'm really far ahead, I'm going to respect him, and I'm going to go back. Okay, I was hoping if he jumped to this one, I would just stun him instant on the turret. Like, I knew I would not die from this for sure. So letting him go for this this damage was all fine. It could potentially be a free kill for us. Not like the first time where we literally kind of suicided on it. Anyway, yeah, of course, some of the downsides of Annie is that she has this very low mobility and doesn't really have any escape tools. Her best kind of tool to work with is using her stuns, both for peeling herself and also for dealing damage, of course, or setting up kills. So in the early game, you generally speaking want to be looking to win your own lane, or try to help out your jungler with the enemy jungler. This is your primary objectives. From that, then you are going to be trying to, you can look for roaming potential, try to roam other lanes. But seeing as Annie doesn't have the fastest wave clear, and against most other mid laners, they are probably going to be pushing harder than she is, then most likely that will not be an option for you. Whoop. We're going to be trying to just ensure that we get that one. That got a little close, but still pretty fine. And we need to respect, because right now their jungle could be coming in here. So I have no clue where he is. But we're now 5-1. We can back off. Olaf is top. And I don't think they're going to be winning this fight, sadly. They have to make a really good turn. This Skarner might actually succeed. All right. We are going to be buying ourselves this stopwatch, which is going to be a huge deal for us, because we are playing against the Zed, and Zed is just also kind of a one-shot-ish champion, and he really wants to just get close to us, use all his abilities, and make that ult just hurt us a ton. And with Hourglass or stopwatch at this point, we can literally just click that one, and it's gonna save us, at least give us one free kill. So right here I have 2 options. I can try and go top and save turret, but I'm thinking that this turret will not be like, we won't be able to get there in time, so we might as well let it die and then kind of sit in here and make sure that we can snowball our own lane even more. All right, so at this point everything is kind of going really well for us, and we can go for flash plays if we wish. We could probably kill both here. The thing we gotta be careful with is, in order to kill this Cillian, then we need to stun him instantly such that he can't put out his ult. This is kind of the only way that we're gonna manage to kill that guy, is to get a stun on top of him. All right, so I see that I'm getting help. I'm trying to move down here as fast as I can. And we're going to try and just use our stopwatch. This should basically be some really nice kills for us. We're going to be kiting away now. We can stun. Use this and our W. And that is literally a triple kill. And this is what I mean. Like, Annie is such a strong champion overall. But yeah, Olaf's coming up here, firing off his ult, so we cannot stop him at all. But like, this is a point where you could get hit by the greediness and actually try and go for him, because he doesn't have ult now, but or 200 HP if he's sitting on a flash. When, yeah, you know, he could probably go ahead and finish us off. I'm actually gonna buy Sorcerer's Boots first, and I'm gonna get myself an extra control ward. All right, so things are really well for us at this point. Our farm is kind of not that good, but we've gotten so many kills and been in so much action that, yeah, we should have been over 100 CS, but because I kind of failed early, then we didn't really get it. But with that said, we are ahead of set, which kind of means that the relative advantage is still in our side. Plus the amount of gold that we have from actually just getting super fit from kills. Okay, so one thing now that we're moving out of the early game, soon we're gonna see that our ADC and support are probably gonna start moving into the mid lane. As they do so, then you want to start looking to go side lanes yourself and keep farming. You have really good 1v1 potential. Really nicely done by Skarner. You have really good side or really good 1v1 potential. And you of course want to make sure that you... Oh my god, I clicked the map that stopped me up. I could have caught this dude, but I failed. Okay, so let's get this turret down real quick. Whoop. I need to get out of here. And if she can, if Skarner can just peel off, we can charge up or stun. And potentially if they catch up, we can turn. We do have tippers, so we are in a pretty good state. I'm gonna have to back now, but we need to rush down to this Drake as soon as we can. But I'm literally too low HP to take this fight. So we'll back out, we'll hurry down to Drake. And this kind of gets us to the point of talking a little bit about how do you actually team fight on Annie. And team fighting on Annie is actually one of the things that once you get to higher elo becomes more and more complicated. But the base idea with her is basically just that you want to be one-shotting their ADC or their mid laner. And that's kind of it. That's basically what you want to be doing. And this should be free kills, hopefully. I have to move out such that I don't die to this Skarner thing. Oh. Gonna be really scary. No, don't kill me. Oh my god. The Affiliate gets us at range. Rip. Anyway. So far, so good. We'll get ourselves some Relicands. But that was kind of an overachiever, kind of an overachiever fight for us. Like, at that point, that fight was kind of lost. Should have backed out a little earlier, but we did get kind of more kills than they did. But on the other side, we did lose Drake. The objective was already gone, so there's not that much point in going there. Anyway, in terms of team fighting on Annie, then the idea with her is basically that you want to try and kill their AD carry or their mid laner. And you basically do this by doing your flash combo onto them. This is generally what you want to do. If you don't have your flash, then there are two options. One of them is looking for your flank, so trying to find some direction in which they're not covered by their front line. Or the second option is basically that you are just going to have to work back to front on the enemy team. That's basically the two strategies that you want to be going for. And this kind of also explains why Annie becomes harder at... let's go up and help there. Harder at higher elos, because at higher elos, then what's going to happen is basically that people are going to get better at covering their mid laner and their ADC. And this in turn means that you're going to struggle a bit more in terms of finding an angle on them. So a big part of that will then become working front to back. Oh god, Seth actually got the ref. Are you kidding me? All right, we got to cover this now such that they don't get it, which she also did. At this point, we are really just one-shotting them. And this is a big part of why you're playing Annie, is just she is so freaking fun in terms of just one-shotting people. Like, she really is extremely fun, because if you get ahead, it's so easy to stay ahead and just keep it going. All right, so we're gonna just push this forward the best of our ability. There we go. Get this one. And right here, see, everybody's pretty much spawned. We're pretty low on mana and on HP. So right here, we are going to be going for it back. And also, this is going to be a pretty good back because we can buy ourselves either a Blasting Warrant or Oblivion Orb. So we're going to have a look, see how much healing they have. They don't have a ton. They, of course, have the Olaf and actually the Kindred. So I think we are going to be going for the Oblivion Orb to get that Grievous Wounds. But yeah, in the early game, try and play aggressive in terms of just using your Q every time you have stun to stun your enemy opponent, damage them down. Try and see, once you get around level 6, see if you can get your combo in. Try and work together with your jungler, either to kill the mid laner or kill their jungler. So go in, help your jungler if you know exactly where their jungler is. In the mid to late game, you do want to rotate to side lanes as soon as your bot lane rotates mid. If you're playing lower elo, then this might happen, like right here where the ADC and support might stay bot lane forever, in which case you of course just stay in your mid lane. But if they rotate in here, then you want to be rotating to the side lanes, but let your top laner decide which lane he's in, because he's most likely the one that has the most amount of split push capability. So make sure to use that and let him decide the lane, and then you go either top or bot depending on what he wants. And when you're down there, you just want to be farming up. You just want to be kind of pushing a little bit. You're not a big split pusher, but you can 1v1 just about anyone if you've had a decent early game. And that's kind of what you want to be going for. You want to be going to try and isolate people. And you can also use Annie from time to time as kind of this like assassin champion. All right, here again, we will just completely smash this or completely deny Set from using his ult, since we did buy Hourglass. And we can just sit and one-shot people. Like, this is, it's so fun to play Annie because she is so hard to counter when she's ahead. So we can sit here, we can literally do just about everything we want and kill just about everybody. Whoop. We'll take this and we'll keep pushing. But as you can see, or ADC and support, I've just been sitting bot lane all game, but ideally we would be the one rotating down there. You can also play Annie with TP, which can be really, really good. But whenever you do so, then make sure that you use your TP, generally speaking, to group up with your team, and then kind of just sit in the side lanes to get farm and push out, and then make sure that you TP in when a fight erupts around an objective. All right. So let's go ahead and buy that one. I think we're going to have a look, see if they're buying Magic Resist. It doesn't seem like it yet, so I think we're gonna actually be starting. We're gonna build a death cap just to try and kind of snowball this thing completely out of dimension. So we are super fed already. So yeah, at this point, I think we're probably gonna be going bot, because I could imagine that these guys are now moving mid. I would hope so soon, but we'll see. But at this point, we are so fed that if we group this 5, we could probably just take a team fight, win that one, finish the game. But seeing as our ADC and support are playing this very, very slowly, then that might not happen. So I think it's going to be a longer game than I might wish for. So I'm going to hurry up, try and see if I can help out. I'm not going to be flashing this dude, because I don't think he's used his ult. I'm not 100% sure if he did, so no point flashing and going for a big aggressive play. I'd rather hold on to my flash for an actual fight where I can assassinate their ADC. So now that our ADC and support are mid lane, then I want to make sure that I'm in a side lane. And I'm sitting pretty well out here. All I kind of got to do is kind of figure out where the enemy team is. So I see 3 people here, actually 4. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm actually going to push this as much as I can. I don't think that that fight over there is something that we wish for right now. So instead, I'll just go ahead. I'll take this turret because I can see that it's free. All right, so they're coming up after me and I'm moving away. All right, So the thing is, we are of course not running TP, so we got to be a little bit careful. I'm just gonna one-shot him. Like, the thing is, using my ult here might have been a little too much, but I much rather stay safe because I know that the rest, there might be more on the way. Set was very close by, so he could be running instantly there. So I felt like it was better using my ult and just get out of there as quickly as possible, assassinate that one, and then just run. So there are 3 people now, 2 up, we can push. We see one of them is close to Kha'Zix down there. We could group with our team and push together, and I think we actually might. So right here, I can go for a stun onto this target. He's going to be going for a flash. We can just make sure that we kill him. Using my flash there, I don't know if it's like... I could see that he basically gave up already, but I want to make sure that we just kill him for the fun. So right here, I'm kind of looking to charge up my my ability. So, whoop. I'm gonna go down, group up with my team because things are getting a little too hectic, or too many people grouping up around us, and I don't like that suddenly I'm gonna be surrounded. Very nicely by Skarner. It's going to be a free kill. We're just instantly going to kill that guy. We do have our ult, so... But we don't actually need it, so we're going to be holding on to it. There we go. But like, Annie is such a good champion for solo queue. It's insane. Like, this is what she does. Okay, so we are going to go down there. At this point, like, we could have used Rakan to actually come in and cover us, but it's super fine. Like, we did kind of overplay this. I gotta admit that. So right here, I'm actually gonna be a little bit rough and actually just take both. You know what? Actually, no. We'll get enough gold, so we can actually straight up buy this. We're just missing the last couple of gold. There we go. But yeah, I think this game is almost going to be GG's because there's not that much they can do. But let's just quickly go over the different phases of the game. So the early game, poke your enemy as much as you can. Whenever you have your stun ready, you want to cast it on them. Apart from that, you want to be farming and you want to be using your Q for farm. So you farm with your Q every time you have stun ready. You stun your enemy if they get in your range. And then you put in an auto attack as well. And from that, you basically just kind of snowball lead. You harass them. Then you look for either a jungler or a mid laner to set up with your or to play together with your jungler to get down either the mid laner or the jungler. Then for the mid game, you want to rotate side lanes once your ADC and support comes into mid. You want to be grouping for objectives and you want to be killing their ADC / mid laner if possible. And if you cannot get into them or don't have flash ready or can't find a flank, then you literally just want to work front to back of the enemy team, meaning attacking the closest target, ideally the target that is pressuring your ADC the most. So you kind of take on this support-ish hat, even though you deal a lot of damage. You're like, okay, I stun this guy who's trying to dive my ADC, or so that's kind of the train of thought you want to have when playing Annie. And you really want to make sure that you learn how to win early game on Annie because she's super good at it and it's so easy to snowball the lead once you get it. And I know even this game, I did not play this perfectly by any means, but it just shows how good this champion is at snowballing if she gets started. So yeah, and of course, also one thing you can do if you do have flash ready in the late game, then you can go for a really aggressive play where you flash in, use your ult and everything, even past the front line, and you just use it right down on their ADC, and then you instantly hourglass. So if you have enough power to one-shot their ADC, then that's a way also of winning the fight, and you can do that, but be a little cautious with it. But you kind of want to be trying to look for getting down those ADCs and mid laners. Anyway, I hope you learned a thing or two about how to play Annie and the kind of macro play of playing her in the different phases of the game. or at least that you enjoyed this one or found it slightly entertaining. If you did, then make sure to smash that like button. And if you are not already subscribed, then go ahead and subscribe down below. Join into our awesome community. And lastly, if you want to see me live, then go to twitch.tv/MipZ_live. I stream every single Friday. But with that said, I only have one thing left to say, and that is stay awesome, have fun, and take it easy, guys.